ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे Hare Krishna. So we'll discuss Prabhupada purport, what Prabhupada has to share with all of us. We'll just revise what Prabhupada has spoken in the previous shlokas. So here it's a revision for you in this chapter. A very important thing we discussed yesterday. Here is the point that there are three types of meditations which we have discussed. Here is telling the object of which is to concentrate the mind. So three types of worldviews are there. One is everything is matter. So that's why it does not matter whether it is good or bad or whatever. So there is nothing to do with the mind. There is no connection. Just have to work hard and manipulate everything. Make a building, this, that, everything. It's a manipulation with the matter. So this is the materialistic point of view and material scientist. And the another point of view is everything in your mind only. So whatever you are seeing, the reality is not real. It's all mind. Then the third way, the Vaishnava way of seeing, this is very important to understand. Otherwise, people end up in Vrindavan and they look like they are meditating on Radha and Krishna, but that is also impersonal meditation. That means they are thinking it is my control. Somehow I have to get Radha Krishna into my consciousness. So this is also Bhakti Nirvishesh. So there is Bhakti Pravesh, Bhakti Vaibhav and all, Bhakti Nirvishesh, Bhakti Gyan Maharaj says that. So they are also doing impersonal meditation. No, we cannot go to Vrindavan and do meditate on Leela Smarana of Radha and Krishna. That means they are trying to bring it in their control, but it is not like that. So our way of meditating is we change our consciousness. We work on purifying the heart and consciousness, and that will make us see the reality in a different way. It is real only, but we are seeing in a narrow way. We are seeing because there is an exploitative mentality. We try to make everything in relation to us, but we have to see things in relation to Krishna. So that is the way of Vaishnava seeing. Now, this house for me, car for me, family for me, everything for me. So it's a very narrow way as an exploitative mentality. But when we start seeing this is for Krishna, this is for Krishna, this is meant for Krishna, then we are seeing the reality in a proper way. So that type of we change the way we are seeing, right? So we discuss this. So one is widest impersonalist is another one extreme, materialist one extreme, we are in between. So we are synthesis, we are the synthesis of matter is change. Matter is real, but it is proportionate to our consciousness. That is the discussion we did. And then the prescribed duties to the best of his ability. So this is a very important discussion we have made also. Why we have to do prescribed duties? To be detached from results. This is very, very important, because if we do activity which we like, even though the result does not come, we are happy to do the activity. Otherwise, we will not be able to do. We discussed this of the example of software jobs. Why people they are so unhappy there? Because they're if we go for the result all the time, we end up being very distressed. That is actually why Arjuna was in distress. Krishna is always telling, no, sukha dukkha samayakatva labha labha jaya jaya. Don't go for the results. Don't go for happiness distress. Because that is a cause of entanglement. That is a cause of karma. If any time I do what I like, anytime anything I do based on I like, I don't like, we are creating karma and we are getting entangled. But if you are doing because Krishna wants and Guru wants, then there is no karma only. You don't get affected by the result. If we are affected by the result, then we have to pay for it. And that the payment is actually karma. Good or bad result. We get affected by it. So we devotees no karma means why? Because they do for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. There's no karma for them. They are not interested in good or bad in that way. It is one understanding. Of course, there are other understandings also, but this is one important thing to know. Why to do prescribed duties? Of course, for us prescribed duties, savai pumsam parodharma, that is bhakti. But this should be very clear. Why karma yoga? Karma yoga. People say that I am doing my karma. They are not doing karma yoga. Why? Because they are attached to results. So karma yoga means no attachment to results. So when people say, "Arey, you devotees, you are so irresponsible. I am doing my karma yoga." No, no, no. They are not doing karma yoga because they are doing. If they are attached to results, where is karma yoga? Karma yoga means no. You cannot be attached to result, and their motivation is the result. I'm not. Uh, and Krishna is saying, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti. Anashrita karma phalam. Don't be attached to result. If your result is not there, no salary, why I will do a job? So, but no, because that is my duty, I do it. Of course, why another problem in Kali Yuga, everybody is Shudra only. Why Shudra? Because everybody want salary and job. That is why. Even the CEO is also taking salaries. That is the main problem. There are very few Vaishyas otherwise. And avoid performing duties not allotted to him. This is everybody is doing which duties which is not allotted to him because they are getting attached to the results. And simple thing should be satisfied with as much gain as he achieves by grace of Lord. See, no, we should not go for so much anchoring. I need this, I need this. It won't work like that. I was discussing yesterday, like at the age of 50, now he's getting a desire to make a big villa. He is already staying in a house, maybe 3 BHK, 2 BHK. Now he want to accumulate money and make a big villa. Now rest 20 years will go for him in that, 10, 15 years. Now how much colossal waste of time that is. He could have simply continued in his house, whatever 2, 3 BHK he has, and chanted and practice some spiritual activity. Instead of that, he's wasting his time in the pursuit of fulfilling all these foolish desires. That is the problem. But if you know that, okay, Lord has given me this, within this, let me serve Him. Whatever facility He gave me, let me serve. No, no need to become very ambitious. That is what is propagated nowadays. The success is defined that how much you have external things, how much name, fame, property, and people go for that type of success. But we should not be interested in that type of success. It's not that how much property, how much sadhana we did, that is our property, because that is going to come for next life. And ultimately it will take us to the eternal life. So we should be eager that how much accumulation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'll go to a house who is lakpati, who is having lakhs. But then devotee said, we are very poor. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who chanted 1 lakh names of the holy name of the Lord. In their house, I'll go for prashad. That is what should be accumulated. We should not waste our time in the pursuit of all these material achievements, which is such a great disaster. And that is a waste of human life. That is not meant to be satisfied with whatever Lord gave. If we are able to use maximum time for sadhana, that means we are in a proper state. If our time we are not getting for sadhana, we should be getting time for hearing about Lord morning, afternoon, evening. Sanikya Pandit says, Pratah Stri Prasange, Badhyano Duta Prasange, Ratro Chora Prasange, Kale Gachati Dhimataha. The intelligent people spend their time in this way. Morning, hearing about women, afternoon about gambling, and evening, night about the thief. So morning Ramayana, afternoon Mahabharata, and evening Bhagavatam. In that way, intelligent. That is why what we should do. After some age, okay, now settle everything and finish. Whatever little bit, be satisfied. Satisfied with as much gain as he achieves by the grace of Lord. No need of wasting time with all these big achievements. And that achievements is just to please the people whom we don't like. So Chetan Chanpu has a good saying. He says people purchase things which they don't want to impress people whom they don't like with the money which they don't have. They don't need certain things because of advertisement they purchase because they want to impress the neighbors and all whom they don't like, and with the money which they don't have, that means the credit card they use. They have not earned that money. So like that, one should cease performing conventional religious practice. This is also very, very important. People get carried away. We see, oh, this puja is done, that puja is done. Let me go and attend that. Let me go and attend this puja. We are not for puja. Even temples also, we do big, big elaborate these festivals and pujas to attract new people. But for us, most important is the kirtan part only. Kirtan is why we go to temple. Katha is why we go to temple. Only the two things. Of course, we want to serve Vaishnavas, but other activities is just for people to attract. For us, our meditation, our sadhana is very important. The yajnas, the puja, or any other things, that is for. Of course, we want to celebrate festivals, glorification of Lord. That is a meditation for us. We want to make him happy. That's why we do it. We go and make nice flowers, nicely decorate them because we want to see the Lord happy. That should be the meditation when we are doing. It is meant to meditate on the Lord. That should help us. And generally, what happens festival? There will be fighting that happens. I didn't get this service. He got that service. He got that service. They are getting more prominent service. So this type of fight is also there. So that is also not actually correct. So we should be very careful with all these things, that we don't get carried away by external things that happen in temple. Sometimes temple become unconducive for Krishna consciousness. They are not conducive environment sometimes because of this. The pleasure to please Krishna should be there. Then all of them, they come, whatever service we get, little bit okay, some cleaning we got, something here we got, we are more than happy, because ultimately it is not the service, or it is a meditation, how much we have on the Lord, that matters. How much we have remembered the Lord, how much absorption. I didn't get opportunity to sing, I didn't get opportunity to do arti, I didn't get opportunity to do abhishek. No, it is how much you got absorption of the mind on Lord. That actually. Otherwise, no, it remains as the performing conventional religious practices. We are not that. Ours is eh, we should be attracted to which leads to salvation. Mind should be absorbed in Krishna. That is what is our perfection. And what we eat also should be very only prasadam, and remain secluded so that he can achieve the highest perfection of life. So this is also important. Our bhajan, it should not be like public. I should not go and tell how much I did, how much I achieved. No. Sadhana is in a seclusion. We have to not reveal how much we are doing, what we are doing. It's not an advertisement. And that means it is, they are not making the, once a person advances, then he'll become more and more secluded. And then one should practice non-violence, truthfulness. Even though we consciously, we have to be a little conscious about these things. Separately, we don't practice, but non-violence is not only just killing animals, but when we are dealing with Vaishnavas, that's what Rupa Goswami says, how we are dealing with Vaishnavas. We should be very cordial. We should never offend. We should not hear, we should not speak faults of other devotees, and more important, we should never hear. If we hear, we are contaminated. Our chanting will get affected. There is no option. We will be affected by it, and that will damage our consciousness. And be satisfied with possessing as much as we need for maintenance. See, again and again, this is so. Be satisfied with possessing as much as needed for maintenance, not luxury. Maintenance. It will save our time for self-realization. That is the main point. If we get carried away, and then it is a problem. And Swadhyay is also a very important point. We are not Jnani type learning. We don't learn like Jnanis. Their way of learning is different. Our way of learning is different. Their way of learning is with their own endeavor, they try to understand the knowledge. We are not like that. We read and then we pray to Krishna, you reveal whatever you think is good for me. That much only we want. We don't want to become Jnanis. Their way of is, I have to learn it to get out of this material world. We want to learn because we want to serve Krishna. I want to know more about Krishna so that I'll serve him and meditate on him. But whereas a jnani, he want to know about this world so that he can get out of it. Like say now, if I know I am not the body, spirit, soul, I am not the mind, then I will meditate. Okay, this desire is wrong. This desire is wrong. This desire is wrong. So this is not real. This is not real. I start meditating like that so that I get detached. I can be qualified for sanya. Like they see this is maya. This is nonsense. These emotions are all bogus. This is all not real. That helps them to come out of it. But for us, we don't so much concentrate. Our concentration is on Krishna. And any glorification of Krishna, any description of Krishna, anything connected to Krishna, whatever Bhagavatam is explained, it is all for only one thing: to meditate on Him, to please Him, serve Him, to get more absorption. That is the success. Otherwise, it's a failure. The knowledge is not meant, the purpose is different for us. We want to have knowledge, but the purpose is different. Jnani's purpose of having knowledge is to get out of this material world, get out of, see the reality from the. For us, we don't do such things. Our gymnastics, we don't have to do so much gymnastics. We just hear, release Bhagavatam, pray to Krishna, make me understand something, whatever you feel is relevant for me, that much is sufficient. And then we are more happy, because Krishna tells, okay, this much is good for you, learn this much, finish. Yeah, and then he says that one must observe silence, acquire steadiness by practice. These are yoga practice, but there are some applicable to us also, whatever is possible. Control breathing. Yeah, even devotees, they also do pranayama. It helps. And especially Prabhupada writes here, very important point. He says that, uh, so gradually one should control the circulation of vital air, and with such control, he will be able to withdraw the senses from sense objects. So this is what happens. The helps him to control. And then he says, fixing the vital air and mind in one of the 6 circles of vital air circulation within the body, thus concentrating one's mind on the transcendental past tense of personal embodied is. So this is how they practice. There is there is a question in chat box. What is the general instruction of Guru Maharaj? Because so many disciples don't get instruction. What should we do, Prabhuji, to make him happy? Yeah, you get absorption in Krishna and Guru Maharaj will be happy. That is what he wants, that we become Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada says, no, what will make him happy? He said, you love Krishna, I'll be happy. Why he's preaching? So that we become more Krishna conscious. So that is his purpose. So we will fulfill his purpose by getting absorption in Krishna and trying to understand about Krishna, do our sadhana nicely, do service to Vaishnavas nicely, and to live a simple life and spend more time for our sadhana. He will be the most happiest person with you. He will be very happy with the disciple who is doing this. And then we have discussed this point also. But those who possesses, sorry, by these processes or any other two processes, one must control the contaminated, unbridled mind. So this is the main purpose in yoga. That is controlling the contaminated, unbridled mind, which is always attracted by material enjoyment and thus fix himself in the thoughts of personality of God. So this is very important for us. The main problem is with our mind. Now, what happens is we so much identify with mind. Identify with mind. Identification with mind means identification with the desires. And we are just working on fulfilling the desires. Our meditation is on our desires, not on Krishna. That is the problem. Our meditation is these desires are because the desire to go back and backward not so strong. They are not so emotionally involved with the desire. That's why these desires which are around us, they take our so much of our energy. Why this did not happen according to me? And there will be big fight. Things should be according to me, according to my desire, and somebody is obstructing, he's my enemy, or who is favoring, he's my friend. That is how our mind goes. And we seriously identify with it. And we seriously try to fulfill what our mind says. Mind says, do this, enjoy this, eat this, wear this, go here, do it, speak like this. He is my enemy, he is my friend. All is in the mind. And we so much identify with it. That is what is uncontaminated and unbridled mind. It is running here, there. We are not able to focus on the holy name. So then the process is this. So when we live, why the regulative principles are there? To keep our mind calm, cool. Why only prasadam? Why we should not eat outside? Why we should eat only from the devotee's hand? Most of the time, better is to cook yourself and eat, which is most safest. Offer it, take it. Why? Because mind is the problem. It is not that okay, chocolate is good or bad. There is a discussion in GPC also whether chocolate should be allowed or not. The point is, it's not chocolate is good or not. The point is what is good for my mind to make its control. So if this is not favorable, better give it up. If it is favorable or it is not harmful, okay, that is the point. So the process is this, and Prabhupada is right. This purport also is very nice. So it helps to achieve this method. So he has to bridle and concentrate. Uh, yes, Gail Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Harish.
Just now you said that the question is not should we eat chocolate or not. The question is what is good for our mind, right?
Yeah.
So can you clarify for me what's the difference between these two questions? Because if chocolate is not good for the mind, then or if it's bad if it's good or bad, then it becomes the same question, it seems to me. Yeah, so I think I'm missing something in what you're saying.
No, now like if it is not favorable, then I'll not take it. If it is okay, if it is not disturbing my mind, I can take it. So it is not a question whether eat or not, because if it is not health wise, I am not sure it is good. But consciousness wise, who is making it? Whether you are preparing yourself and eating, the outside person is making, because if it is made by outside person, then consciousness will be definitely is not a devotee who is making. So consciousness will have effect. If I want to eat, you make yourself and eat and offer it to Krishna. Then that will not be a problem. And you have to take the products which are very sattvic and you make it and you eat. That's not a problem. So the point is, what is favorable for my concentration of mind? If it is not working for my mind, I will not take it like that. My point
Yeah,
is, we have to
that's
be based on whether it is good for my mind or not.
right. So yeah, so that's the principle that should be applied,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So so if that's the principle that should be applied, then then it does then the question does become valid. Should I take chocolate or should I not? Because if it's not conducive for Krishna consciousness, then I shouldn't take it. If it is conducive, then I should take it.
yeah. So
So
now it is conducive or not. If it is made by outsiders, the products are not pure, then it is not conducive. If you want to take chocolate, make yourself, offer it to Krishna, take the products which are sattvic and make it. So you can have chocolate, but it should be made by devotee with sattvic products which are not harmful to our mind.
okay, I mean, just to clarify, this was not a question to figure out should I take chocolate or not. That was not my point. My point was only to understand, why you were saying that the question is not to take chocolate or not chocolate. The principle is should it be, is it good for my Krishna consciousness or not? And since that's the principle, I was only saying that well, if that's the principle, then that could be applied to anything, including chocolate. I'm not trying to single out chocolate, but I'm just saying including chocolate, then if you're trying to apply that principle, then should I take chocolate or not? It seems to me does become a valid question because I don't know. I don't know if you're getting my point, but at least I think I got your point. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just trying to I just want you to understand this was not about trying
chocolate.
to justify chocolate or not. I was just trying to understand why that question you're saying is not valid. Should I take chocolate or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because and now I don't want to means I cannot judge for any object or anything. It's my own. Everybody should they make their own judgment based on what is conducive for their especially for our mind
Yeah.
only. Krishna consciousness for mind. If it is not, says for some people going to temple is conducive. For sometimes going to temple is not conducive because he is so he if he is having offensive mentality. Then I say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, go once in a while for a festival. Don't go every day and offend.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody staying in temple is not conducive. Better you get outside, stay, get married, and have children and nicely practice. And he's more happy outside. So it is not whether staying in temple good or bad or staying grahastha good or bad. It is what is conducive for your mind, which
Right.
makes your mind peaceful, calm, and makes you to concentrate on Krishna. That matters.
Oh, that's very beautifully put, Prabhu, and it clarifies everything. Thank you so much.
It's the individual's responsibility and their own seriousness that actually makes the decision. So sometimes some institutional, some level of rules and regulations we keep, but it's on a personal level. You say, oh, institution wise, this is wrong. This is no, it's institution. That's why you have to keep some basic standards. But ultimately, it's individual's choice and individual's responsibility to understand what is good for his absorption in Krishna, and he has to follow them.
Yeah,
Sometimes
because
some things may not be good institutionally, they will say some things, but it may not be easy for you to do. So you have to clarify and you have to do accordingly.
yeah, everybody is an individual.
Yeah.
Everybody, so therefore, it's a very personal kind of process.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you very much for that answer, Prabhu.
Correct.
Hare Krishna.
So from here, these things which is told about breathing and all, this is for a yogi that how he is after controlling one's mind, sitting posture, one should spread a seat in a secluded place and scientifically sit there in an easy posture, keeping the body erect, practice breathing control. The yogi should clear the passage of vital air by breathing in the following manner. So this is all Kumbhaka, Rechaka, and Prabhupada is explaining this Kumbhaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka. This is all for yogis. Devotees also do it to get good health and keep the mind calm. That is conducive for their Krishna conscious they do. It's not compulsory, but it is helpful. So many senior devotees also do it. Yogi who practice such breathings are very soon free from all mental disturbances, just as gold put in fire. So this is the advantage. And Prabhupada writes also here to these things are done so that we give up the enjoying mentality. So that is the reason Prabhupada has given us today we have it. And then and then the purpose is same only. Here also Prabhupada is when it is said become free from all impurities by the practice of yoga. And what should we expect from Prabhupada? Prabhupada says, yes, all glories to Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. No need to go to Himalayas and do it, just sit and chant. And what happens? Mind becomes purified. Chedo Darpanamajam. That's all. Chant and dirt will be clean. That should be the purpose, goal of life. Immediately, if somebody want to have some goal in life, and this can be the goal. Okay, let me purify my heart. And by practicing the process of pranayama, one can eradicate the contamination of his psychological condition. And by concentrating the mind, one can become free from all sinful activities. By restraining the senses, one can free himself from material association, and by Meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become free from the three modes of mental nature. This is what is Kapil Dev instructing. So he just told you concentrate, free the mind, and then what should be done? Then what is happening? He sees one can eradicate the contamination of his psychological condition. That means this is very very important thing. All the sanskaras, na, this is actually where the things are going. So प्राणायामैर् देह दोषान् दाना धारणाभिश्च किल्बिषान् प्रत्याहारेण संसर्गन् ध्यानेनान् ईश्वरन् गुणान्. So by pranayamir deha doshan. So deha doshan means one can eradicate the contaminations of the mind. That means the sanskaras are removed. That is what is important. So this is actually called burning of our karma. Of karma. So by doing pranayama, people can burn their karma. Bhakti also does it, but even pranayama also people can do it. That is actually what happens. All these people go do some vipassana, this, that meditations. They immediately get relieved from immediate some sorts of karmas. They become very free and they feel little happy. Even though that is not going to change the heart, there is another level. So then it says, and by concentrating mind, one can free from sinful activities. Dharanabhischa kilbishan. So the tendency. So here only the karma is gone. Here the tendency is also gone. So this is some level of purification of heart, even though it is not complete, because there is, of course, this is happening because of bhakti. They are meditating here. That is, and pratyahara sansarga. So here bad association goes away. Restraining the senses can free himself from material association. So this is the purification of heart. Kilbishan means the tendency is going here. This is what is uh, free from sinful activities like vidyate hridaya krindis chindante sarvasamshaya hridaya krindis. The knots are cut. So this is knots are cut. Chinnante sarva samshaya. Chiyante chasya karmani. So chasya karmani, this is where this is the free from the sinful activities. Chasya karma. You are free from it. And then drishta yevatmanishware. So here dhyanena ishvara gunai. So here you are able to meditate on the Lord. So this happens in the bhakti process also for us. Here they are happening through pranayama, but this process is on their own strength they have to do, and this is not going to be complete, complete eradication. There is a risk in it. Also, the process is working because they are applying some bhakti elements in that. That's why it is working. For us, we just do bhakti and we can come to the same things which are achieved by them. So, and then and meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can be free from the modes of material nature. This is how we are. So we have to burn our karma. That means whatever is there, that should be burned. Further, we should not do. That is, the tendency should not be there, so that I don't create more karma. And I should restrain myself so that I don't have material association. Control the senses. That means if I look at sense objects, then again my tendency will go there. So I have to control my sense gratification so that senses are controlled. And then by meditating on the Supreme Lord, we are free from all this. That is how the system works. Even it works for us also in the same. And Prabhupada, he is giving very nice purpose. According to Ayurvedic medical science, the three items, kapha, pitta, and vata, phlegm, bile, and air, maintain the psychological condition of the body. Modern science does not accept the psychological analysis as valid, but ancient Ayurvedic process of treatment is based upon these items. Ayurvedic treatment concerns itself with the cause of the three elements, which are mentioned in many places in Bhagavatam as basic conditions of the body. Here it is recommended that by practicing the breathing process of pranayama, one can be released from the contaminations created by the principal psychological elements. By concentrating mind, one can be free from the sinful activities. Oh, here this is also very important. Here, not only the karma physically also physiological elements. Sorry, uh, physiological elements. They the body is getting purified by pranayama. That is why devotees also do, just to keep the body, and the karma related to the body will be free, and then free from sinful activities, and withdraw the senses. One can be free from material assets. Ultimately, one has to meditate on Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to be elevated to the transcendental world. So, Prabhupada wrote the first 3 points in one small pair, and just concentrating on Lord. Prabhupada is writing on a big purport. He is explaining how it works. It is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mamcho Vivicharene Bhakti Yoga, Sagunan Samati Dedan Brahma Bhuyakal. That's what Prabhupada is explaining. That for every item in yoga system, there is a parallel activity in Bhakti Yoga. See, this is the point. Very important. We need not do yoga separately because we have a parallel activity in Bhakti Yoga, and for us that is, yeah, that is separately no need to do. We are doing almost the same things. But the practice of Bhakti Yoga is easier in for this age. See? What has mentioned by Lord Chaitanya is not a new interpretation. Bhakti Yoga is a feasible process that begins with chanting and hearing. Bhakti Yoga and other yogas have as their ultimate goal the same personality of Godhead, but one is practical and other scientific. One has to purify his physiological condition by concentration and by restraint of senses, but he can fix his mind upon the personality of God, that is called samadhi. And then we have the next one. When the mind is perfectly purified by this practice of yoga, one should concentrate on the tip of the nose with half closed eyes and see the form of personality of God. If you close completely, we will doze off. Prabhupada says they are snoring. I hear them snore. It is clearly mentioned here that one has to meditate upon the expansions of Vishnu. The word uh, Ashtam refers to Paramatma, the expansion of Vishnu. So this is Prabhupada explains, and then he says that and Prasannam Vadanam Bojam Padma Garbha Runekshanam Nilopala Dalashyamam Shankha Chakra Gadadharam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is a cheerful lotus like, continuous with reddish eyes like the interiors of a lotus, and a swiftly body like swarthy body like the petals of blue lotus. He bears a conch, disc, and mace in three of his hands. So this concentration is very important. Why we have to hear about the Lord, so that slowly in our chanting, the shlokas will appear, and then we'll be able to see this form on which we are meditating. That is definitely recommended herein. Oh, I know. Okay. Thank you all very much. We'll continue tomorrow. I didn't see the time. So, any questions, comments? We'll end here.